Then Dante Shaw. The Richards case came later. But
Okay.
At the time, Todd. It was Dante Shaw. It was Lamont State.
Lamont Staten. I think I heard of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Did he get out?
He out. But he did the time. But he did time that he had a bit doing time.
Yeah. So he took plea.
Okay.
At that time,
Yeah.
the police station at that time in the city of Greenville was so corrupt that they were just willing just to get, everybody was chasing. I believe it was just chasing the conviction at the time, just to get recognition. Because a lot of them moved on to big politicians.
Yeah.
But they got their stripe on the
Mike's muted.
Yeah, your mic muted because if it was on,
everybody
would hear. But when we start the radio show, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, we got a minute left, so I'm sharing it on. Sharing it on Facebook right now.
Look this way for me. Hey, look this way right here. Hey, yo, look this way right here. Hey, look.
You did. I did 1 minute.
Yeah.
Baffle, brother.
It's right. It's right there.
How you doing, brother? You done?
Can't get my picture.
Yeah.
So we about to go live. I'm about to switch the microphone, so we'll be ready.
Is there any way I can say something before you go live? I can't hear you.
I try to be a better man, but folks just don't understand. Trying to do all I can to deal with this addiction in me. But I wanna change. I can't stay the same. But the sins that in my vein, it's trying its best just to kill me.
Yes. Welcome to the U-Turn radio show. I am your host, Richard Taylor, here on 106.9 Awesome Radio. Welcome to the show. We thank y'all for tuning in. Today, we do have a group of guests. First guest is Ty Barrett. Everybody should remember him from his earlier testimony on the show. He was wrongfully convicted of murders in Greenville, North Carolina, in the mid-90s. And he fought for his life for about 7 years before, the convictions were overturned and the charges dropped. So we also got Mr. Kirby Thigpen, who is the cousin of Mr. Barrett. He was also around at that time and instrumental in what was going on in Greenville. We also have Mr. Renell Grimmett, is also affiliated with that situation. Mr. Kirby Thigpen was also charged as well. So we're going to get right into the story. Thank y'all, gentlemen, for coming. Very, very good to have you all. And so we just going to get right into the story. Who want to start off?
Me?
Oh, well, Mr. Thigpen, okay. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Yeah. Not because this thing. I mean, I'm caught off guard with this.
You don't hear him.
I can hear.
But nobody can hear me.
I can hear you.
You can hear him?
Yeah, I can hear y'all, but I guess y'all can't hear me.
We can hear you.
We go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Now I just want to start off by saying that I would listen to the prelude interview we just did and stuff like that. It's the real.
Yeah, we can't hear you right now, Mr. Thigpen. You muted, I think. All right.
Who muted me? You did?
Nah, I didn't mute you. Yeah, go ahead though. We can hear you.
Oh, now I got to start all over?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now we heard a little bit. Go ahead.
I ain't got a good memory.
Yeah, just start out a little bit.
Nah, but all stuff to the side, right? But what it is, the issues that need to be pinpointed is that the fact that how they really like targeted. I ain't gonna say just me, not Ty or Renell, whatever. It's just that the people that's in North Carolina. I mean, it was sad because the first thing once they found out that we wasn't the ones, they still target us, regardless of that we have been charged. But the saddest part about it that got to me, that Tyrone had to suffer for those many years to figure out that it wasn't him. How that man be two places at one time and commit two murders in one night? Unbelievable. I don't get it.
So
then they charged me, right?
Yes, sir.
And I was at the hospital all night. And I told them when we got picked up, I told them when they interviewed me where I was at. And they still kept me in that county jail. And then when they found out, I don't know if they found out or not, but I had two lawyers. So then instead of them letting me go, they gave me a $75,000 bond instead of just releasing me. So once I got out, my concerns was about Tyrone because how y'all holding that man, which I wasn't there, I don't know, because we separated. We all had a good time, we separated. That was it. So I'm not aware of anybody else whereabouts after that, but I know that wasn't Ty, period. I knew that part, but I wasn't sure either. But we all went, somewhere else. Well, can't say because, he cheated then, so he might get in trouble again now. So, what I'm saying? But that's how we did,
Yeah.
That's what we did. That's how we rock. But they really know they did wrong, but it's just we got to have somebody that really gonna back us in a way to really like push this issue. Like it really wasn't right, regardless of what. They never gonna say that they was wrong. They never gonna say that. Let me at all until you prove it. That's it. So some of it's a waste of time. Some of it's enough time to put in to try to resolve this issue, because it's sad. He ain't the only one to go through that.
We all did.
I see men did 25 years, 30 years till they found out he didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you gotta have some backing. Have some type of backing like to push this issue. And they know they wrong.
It takes out. It takes a lot of people, and it also takes a consistent effort for people to to keep the issue at the forefront. So this is step one, because I know y'all got a lot of information about the case. So I'm gonna let Mr. Gilbert give us his input.
I'm still listening to everything. First of all, I appreciate because I really like truly understand where Mr. Thickbed is coming from, and because I was there with him and we experienced that, and we really witnessed that took place with our brother. That took place that we know wasn't true, but it still happened to him. And that thing was kind of hard for us. I really appreciate it. I'm very grateful for you, the radio station, and everybody that allowed this story to be heard. Because truly it was wrong. Totally wrong. How one person can commit two murders in 24 hours apart. 24 hours apart, and they charged this man with both of them.
Were the murders close by?
24 hours apart.
I mean, like the location.
Location Greenville, the heart of Greenville. And they're only probably 5 minutes apart. driving the boat murder scene. But they charged this man with it. And me and Mr. Thickpan and those that love him, we we witnessed that.
Y'all was with him at the time that he was accused.
These offenses took place. So you can imagine, and then here it is, 28 years later. It's 28 years. Here, 28 years later, this man still is screaming that he's innocent. And now on top of that, he still hurts from it because he knows it was fiction.
And not only on top of that, he's free and still fighting. He's free.
And they threw these bodies on this man. And we knew that, but we had no voice because we were just people in the community. You know what I'm saying? So, but God is still God. He's still sitting on the throne. That's why this is revolving again. That's why the story is not ending because it's still surfacing after 28 years later about what took place with my brother. That I know he was in. The first night, I think Mr. Thickpan with him. It was two different murders. So all of them both of them having 24 hours. The first murder, I think Mr. Thickpan with him. The second.
No, they said me and Kirby.
I hear some echo, right? Y'all hear the echo?
Hello? Test.
Yeah.
Test.
Are you listening?
Testing.
Okay, nice.
He talking about some testing.
I know where the echo is coming from. It just started. But so
I can't hear anybody.
Okay. So then, yeah. So I was trying to get that echo out. Somebody sent us an echo.
It is.
Yeah. Because it wasn't whatever we started. But, we're gonna.
It might be Carolyn. It might be Carolyn Melvin.
Carolyn Melvin. Carolyn Melvin was the person who testified.
Well, actually, Carolyn Melvin was the lead investigator on the case when it first started. But after she realized that Mr. Barrett was innocent, he got on his investigation case because Mr. Barrett was still incarcerated. So the only person who got outside was incarceration with me, Mr. Barrett, and those who tried to prove she was innocent.
Okay.
So she started working on witness.
He tried to start helping.
He was the lead investigator on the case.
But I
You did accept it?
I did not accept it.
You didn't accept her help?
Yeah, well, he did not. She recognized he was innocent.
Yeah, but that's
the most important thing. And she knew that. And she knew they wrongfully sentenced. She knew they did all dirt. Here it is. She's the lead investigator on the case. She's pushing to get you locked up. But once she gets you locked up, and after she gets you locked up, years go by, she realizes you're innocent.
Yep.
Then she comes to me.
See, that's something that I don't know.
Okay. One second, Mr. PB. Could you mute your phone real quick while you're not talking? Let's see if that's where the echo is coming from. Are you trying to listen on another device?
Who?
You.
No. What?
Okay. Mute your phone real quick, and we're gonna see if that fixes the echo real quick.
Mute my phone.
Yeah, mute your voice if you can. But if not,
Hey, son, you got your phone off?
Carolyn Melvin realized that Tyrone Barrett was innocent. So go ahead.
It can't be me.
Nah, you because there's a backstory on Carolyn Melvin, though, right?
Well, they fired from the police department. And he came out with the truth. He was incarcerated.
And what was that truth again?
He was innocent. And she knew it.
They knew it the whole while.
The whole time.
So why did they try to frame him? Or
They ain't try to frame him. They did
I
frame
mean
him.
they did frame
And then they
him, right?
brought him back and gave him time to serve. Why would they do that? Because
Just for the conviction.
No, for the fact they know he was innocent.
But on two, so it was two cases, right? So the first case, that was the one that was
That would be by United States Service.
Yeah, there was, well,
When Saudi said he was stand and testify, she showed proof of phone documentation that took place where he was location was at. Now, mind you, we from the streets. So we know what's going on. We know what's going on. We know what took place. We know who did what. They want him.
okay. And evidently the police knew what happened.
Well, the police want him off the streets at the time. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
that's all that was. And they just came with a tactic they thought they could use to get him off the street. But they realized that they wrongfully convicted the wrong man. So they try to come back and correct it by giving him time served. After they gave him a life plus 30 years.
Life plus 30 years. And so
but Tyrone was targeted by one detective.
And that was
Karen
Merle. Yeah, but
I was talking about one detective, and that was Ricky Best.
okay,
We was
Carolyn
targeted.
Best.
Right.
We went. Listen, we went to the funeral of Luke. We went to his wake. Luke been Pittman wake, right? Which is right up the street from Tyrone's mother's house. Now, me, Kirby, Rico, Ty, and Kirby in the car. We leave the wake, going to his mother house. We get stopped by the cops. We get to his mother house, and the wake is right down the street from his mother house.
Okay.
Walking distance. They pull us over. They locked up Ty, locked up Kirby, and let me go. I'm driving.
Yeah. So Ricky Best pulled me out. Ricky Best pulled me out the back.
Hey, I was trying to get both of them.
Mel went to Tyrone's side.
Nothing to me. But they said they couldn't touch me because I was in the investigation with the feds later on.
Okay.
Nevertheless, they locked both of them.
And so you said they gave Kirby the $75,000 bond.
I never got it.
You never got
So I ain't
it.
get them back.
Let me speak for a second. When after we left Lucas Pitt wait. After piggybacking off what Rico just said, we left the wait. They pulled us and charged me and Kirby with Lucas Pitt murder.
Okay.
While we was in jail, like Kirk got a bond. I was in the court to get the bond.
Okay.
So when Kirk get his $75,000 bond, and when I go to court to get my bond, about and a half later, something like that, they came and gave me another charge, another murder charge. Now I did get a bond.
Okay.
And then they're gonna charge me with the Reginald Moore murder now. So now I got that I don't know anything about. So I'm sitting there in the county jail, and I'm letting them know who I was with. I wrote my statement. Who I was with, times I was with them, and all of it. What I said didn't make no sense to them. They never talked to my people.
Okay.
They never go by my mom's house and talk to my neighbors. They never talked to my mom and dad. The only reason they talk to my mom and dad is because my mom, like I said in the first one, my mom asked me, did I have anything to do with me? She said, Bobo, do you have anything to do with me? No. She only asked me. That's all. Never asked me no more. But when they charged me with the package, I told her in the date and the time, me, my mom, Rico, my neighbor, watching it on the news.
Y'all was watching the report of what happened on the news.
Somebody got killed. They came out. This man.
So we really don't know what's happening. So Only thing I know that I'm locked up for. And I'm the only one get time for it. And you got me and just 3 more other people.
So they charged 3 more other people.
Yeah.
Why he getting locked up for? He on the news. The little white girl from across the street, the other boy got killed. The mom has to say, man, they that person. They arrested me. That's how I get with
Wait a minute.
Right. You understand that?
What happened now?
Let's not get off there.
Yeah.
You can get confused.
Yeah, I know. I had that happened the first time.
Yeah.
24 hours.
They put it on his name.
But they also said they said 12-year-old white girl now the line. That's what charged me in the second.
Second one, why you was already in.
Wow, I'm into it.
12-year-old girl kick you out of line.
Let me tell you how nasty. The feds arrested me after him and Curry.
Okay.
Feds can't get me.
Right there.
Okay. I get my fair time. I go get my fair time. I leave Tyler. He stayed out for 7 years. I stayed out for 3 years with him in the county jail. I stayed in the county jail for 3 years. He stayed there for about 6, 7 years. Right? I go on prison. I'm there for 1 year. Greenville Police Department came to me in Beckley, West Virginia, federal prison. Asked me to testify against Mr. Barrett. So if you agree to testify and say that he committed the murder, we will let you go today.
That's what they said. So they offered you a proposition.
Get out right there. I just caught 10 years.
Okay.
I caught 10 years in the feds. Selling drugs.
Okay.
I was a known drug dealer. Everybody knows that.
Okay, we're gonna take our first commercial break. We got about 10 seconds before the break. But we're gonna come back here with Ty Barrett, Kirby Kingpin, and Renell Gibbert here on 106.9 Austin Radio. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna try to get this echo fixed.
A total worldview. This is Ken Ham, author, speaker, and blogger of Genesis and all of the Bible's highlight abilities. Yesterday, we learned atheism is being taught to millions of children in America's public schools. But how's it happening? Well, by and large, they teach children that life in the universe arose by evolution over millions of years. So the conclusion is, students are actually taught there are no absolutes. Wrong depend on the individual. Again, this view only makes sense if there's no God. It's a worldview devoid of God and His Word that's being passed along. And parents need to know this and be more diligent about teaching their children the right way to think.
Equip your children to think biblically with resources that encourage them in their faith and give them the answers they need at AnswersRadio.com. AnswersRadio.com. Dr. Gary Chapman with the Love Language Minute.
In today's world, one of the challenges in the second half of marriage is the loss of a job or deciding to change vocation. Your present job just does not bring much satisfaction. One man said, I lost my job, but to be honest with you, I'm glad. I have not been happy with my job for years. Now, I'm forced to seek God and find something that will have more of an eternal impact. When contemplating a vocation change, it's extremely important that you learn everything you can about the demands of a new job. Wishful thinking must never be substituted for realistic evaluation. Is this just a fit for my personality, my vocational skill? How will this job impact my marriage? Is the salary higher or lower? What adjustments will need to be made? Above all, ask God to give you wisdom. For more, go to FiveLoveLanguages.com.
And we are back here at 106.9 Austin Radio. Here, retelling the story of Ty Barrett
Yeah.
and Renell Gibbet and Kirby Thigpen. Now, all of these three men were pretty much charged, and one wasn't charged, but he was, actually, as he was saying, he was propositioned by the Greenville Police Department to testify against this man for something he didn't do, and then if he did, he would, be released from his federal time. So we're gonna get back to the story, Ty. So when did you find out that they came to Mr. Gilbert and asked him to testify like that?
All of this is like coming to me from phone calls. That people would call my mom and let her know that the Greenville police came down here, want me to tell a lie on Ty, say he done this and done that, and he wouldn't do that. They wanted him to lie on me, basically, and he wouldn't do it. And that's how I was finding out most of my news about what's going on.
All right, just one second.
But
yeah, so excuse the interruption. So after you get out, right? What was y'all plan in order to address this? Like, because I see when you talking right now, it still affects you. Did y'all ever, try to pursue any legal maneuvers against the police?
Well, I didn't. My thing was I have no more trust in the legal system. The legal system didn't exist to me anymore because of what happened to me. After my mom and dad have already went down there and told them that I was at the house with them and our neighbors, and none of that stuff, they wouldn't hearing any of it. They just kept me locked up. So it took a toll on my mom, really, really hard. It took a toll on my mom. My mom, while I was locked up, she passed away, knowing that no one was hearing her voice, and it was hard on her. It was hard on my whole family.
Yeah.
And what else can you do when you lose trust in the system? Because I lost totally trust. This ain't the first interview that I've been welcome to, but for some reason I opened up to you. Yeah. And I felt comfortable. So I'm at a beginning stage of doing a lot of things now, but it still, bother me, and I do go through a lot behind this, and because it's still something to be talked about and to be known that the truth is what really reveal on any situation, and I can speak it today, I can speak it 100 years from now, and it'll be the same.
Yeah. And before we went to break, Mr. Gilbert was saying about how they came to you when you was in the federal penitentiary, asking you to testify on him that he committed that murder. Why did they come to you?
Well, they came to me because they knew that me and Mr. Barrett was pretty close. So if they need anybody to roll on him, it probably would have been me or Kirby to get some concrete evidence on him.
Okay.
But And that's what I believe why they came. But at the same time, you know, me, I'm a firm believer of what's right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna stand up for what's right, regardless what the sacrifice is. It's just I'm gonna be loyal to what, you know, what's right.
So what did you say when they came to you? What did you say?
But they offered me a plea agreement. They offered me if I would be willing to testify against Mr. Barrett and say that he committed that crime as far as the murder charge, that they would give me immediate release.
Mm.
And I just got 10 years. You know, I haven't been in prison about a year and about a year and a half, and they came to me with that offer. You know, and I just got a fresh 10 years in the federal prison. And I told them no. And they couldn't believe, you know, I said, for one, the man didn't commit the crime. And I'll be less of a man to tell a lie on another man so you can burn them. Because at the time, they was trying to offer Mr. Barrett, you know, the death penalty.
Oh, it was a capital murder case?
They were trying to offer him the death penalty or life without parole.
Well, they tried me for the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
But they found me guilty for first degree murder.
And that was on the first one that you was charged with.
No, that's the second one.
Okay.
The first one, if we have to go back to the first one, they offered me 100 years for the first one.
And that was your plea?
Yeah, 100 years. They wanted me to take a plea for 100 years.
You ain't take no plea.
I couldn't.
You ain't take no plea.
I couldn't accept anything. I couldn't accept nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I couldn't say anything. I couldn't say anything because I never knew anything about what was going on.
And the only time he really been like to really accept anything is the fact that his mother passed already while he was incarcerated and his father was sick at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they offered him a plea to come home.
Yeah.
You know, so he called me and asked me, I said, bro, what you think? Cause I really fight with him. You know, I was on the outside. I done did my time in the feds, got out. This man's still incarcerated. I'm sending him money, checking on his lawyer, make sure he good. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get his case back in court.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know he innocent. I knew he was innocent. And that what drove me, myself, to come home, man. Like to really like push forward. You know what I'm saying? And because a lot of times you as an individual or a black man and where we come from, how we came up, it's so easy to give up when you don't got nothing.
Definitely.
When you don't got nothing. But when you got something to drive for, that drove me. His case drove me. His case gave me strength while I was incarcerated. Because I said I would not rest until I showed the world or show somebody that this man innocent. He innocent.
And I'm gonna let Mr. Kirby speak now. So when let me see if I can get him back up here real quick.
Shut off.
All right, here we go. So so now when they released you, Kirby, of the $75,000 bond, did you come back and try to speak on his behalf or try to tell him, you know, that he didn't do it as well? He was with you.
Well, I did that with my two lawyers, Robert Griffin and Jim Roberts and Robert Griffin. Jim Griffin and Jim Roberts. I spoke with them about that. When they got me out, they got me a bond, but I didn't get out. I stayed in that county jail like 30-something days over that before I got that bond. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, before I got that bond for $75,000. Why would I get a bond if they had to figure out that I was at that hospital, right? That's an alibi. Period. I'm there all night. So the same things, I'm gonna go back to what Ty and them was saying.
Wait a minute, we gotta take our last break real quick. We're gonna be right back on 106.9 Awesome Radio FM.
Did someone steal your identity to grab benefits?
Stay tuned.
Legal advice you must not ignore. All ahead on today's Legal Alert.
The pandemic was a time of sweeping change in the United States. Millions of Americans temporarily or permanently lost jobs, creating a perfect opportunity for criminals. While the employment market was in such turmoil, clever criminals stole people's identities and secretly collected their unemployment benefits. Not only that, but they also figured out a way to stick a tax bill on the people who were victims of their crimes. The procedure to remedy this situation can be a little complicated. If this has happened to you and you need help sorting it out, call us at the Christian Law Association so we can endeavor to help and get you in contact with people who specialize in helping get your identity restored.
The legal landscape is certainly changing for Christians, so let the Christian Law Association be your compass and guide. Free legal resources are just a click away at christianlaw.org. For example, you'll find legal brochures, case updates, our e-alert newsletter, and a complete publication catalog. Plus, MP3 sermon downloads from Dr. Gibbs, all at christianlaw.org.
Some days, all you need to do is watch. I'm Lena Ebujamra, and this is Today's Single Christian. Aren't you tired of trying to make everything happen? Aren't you tired of trying to control it all? I am. My mind reels and staggers at trying to make everything perfect all of the time. You can imagine how successful I am at it. Not very. It's exhausting. We're not meant to live that way. We learn in Exodus 14:14 how things are meant to work when we're facing difficulties. Faced with the Red Sea before them and the threat of the Egyptian army behind them, the people of Israel were stuck. They didn't have a plan. So God gave them a plan. He told them to not be afraid, to stand firm, and see the deliverance the Lord will bring to them that day. Some days, just watching is all God wants us to do. Some days, letting go is the best plan for us. I don't know about you, but that's a plan I can get on board with. And soon, God's going to part those Red Seas for us. Just watch. For more, visit todaysinglechristian.com.
And we are back here, 106.9 FM, Awesome Radio, telling the story of Ty Barrett, Renell Gibbert, and Kirby Thigpen. These three gentlemen were in Greenville, North Carolina, in the late 90s. And I want to get back to you, Mr. Thigpen. So, Mr. Thigpen, so you said that they let you out, or you got a bond, and they let you out. And did you ever go to trial?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
So
after they gave me a bond, when my uncle and them got me out, I didn't have to go back to court. So it took a while for them to go ahead and just, dismiss, my charges, whatever.
And that was on the first incident.
I wasn't charged for the second one.
Okay, but when
I was charged for the first one, because they said me and Tyrone was together on the first one, but I was at the hospital.
So you was at the hospital. And so then that means their case against him was invalid. Then. They said y'all was together.
Say, repeat that.
I said since they said that y'all were together, but they also found out that you was at the hospital. That makes their whole case invalid because that they tried to put you guys together. But if they knew you was at the hospital,
exactly,
then you couldn't have been with him. Then therefore their whole scenario was invalid.
Exactly.
And so, what was your thoughts all the while that Ty was going through, the first situation?
Well, the first situation, first of all, I don't know why he was even charged. Anyway, but the second one came up. That will really confuse me because I couldn't justify the fact for the second one but then I started figuring out how he could be two places at one time. when the time frame of when it was on the news, I mean, that when we separated, that shit happened. Oh, I forgot. Shoot, I forgot. But when that mess happened, how could it be possible? We was together at a point when it happened, and everybody separated. That's it. One gentleman took me to the hospital because my baby mama, she was in labor, not exactly labor, but she had blood pressure high, and they were gonna take the baby. So that's why I went. So everybody else decided, instead of us splitting together, we didn't want to separate because we hang out together. So everybody went to their girls and did their little thing, whatever. Or Ty might went home to his mama house or whatever. Renell went to his girl at his grandma's house, stuff like that. But however they figured out the charges with it, I mean, it happened. But thank God that if the detectives that was at us, if they really had concrete evidence or enough to just the charges, I'd have been in the same situation as Ty. But my thing is with the situation with Ty is that one detective was at Ty. What was the motive of that? I have no clue. But they had no proof of that. It's just a word of mouth on the street that gets you locked up back in 1994. Period.
So basically, they pretty much targeted Ty for whatever reason. So for on both of them, and once again, this is two. So I don't want to get confused. So the second one is the one that they convicted you for.
Yeah.
But they convicted you on that before they tried you for the first one.
No, I was tried for the first one.
He was tried for both of them.
Well, the first one I was tried for, I was found not guilty.
Okay.
The first one I found not guilty.
Okay.
Now I still couldn't get out because I got another one.
But which one they convicted you for double life?
The second one, the Reginald Moore case.
Okay, so but then they came back and gave you a plea for that.
Yes. After I got sentenced, they gave me natural life plus 30.
Okay, so after you got sentenced.
I got sentenced, got natural life plus 30. Then I go on state. And serving that natural life plus 30.
Okay.
And my appellate judges, all three appellate judges, voted in my favor that they prejudiced me to the jury.
Okay.
So they brought me back.
Okay, and then they overturned that conviction. How many years after they sentenced you did you get back in court?
I wasn't on state long at all. I did most of my time in the county jail.
Yeah.
So when they brought me back, I stayed in the county jail again for like 3.5 years.
Okay.
Before they
gave you that other plea.
I ain't talking about the first one. We already did 3 years before they. I did like 3 years for the first. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I stayed in the county.
You did 3 years on the first one before they even brought you to trial and found you not guilty of that one. So you still couldn't get out because you had the other. And so then you went to trial for that one, and they gave you life plus 30, and then you sat in there for another how many years?
Not what it in years, it's like months, I think, like 8-9 months.
And then the appellate judge,
they ruled it in my favor that they prejudiced me to the jury, and then brought me back and kept me in the county
another 3 years.
Yes.
And then they said, okay, well, look,
this is what
now we're going to we're going to give you a plea to go home today.
Right.
Because basically they knew that, they were doing wrong.
Right.
So whatever happened to these people?
Nothing. No one. I'm the only one that ever been locked up for any of these charges.
I mean, like the prosecutors, the judges, the witnesses, the police, the detectives, all of those people.
See, some of this stuff I can't even, speak about because I don't know.
Okay.
I know a couple of the detectives got fired.
Okay.
I know Carolyn Melvin got fired.
Okay.
I know.
Then she started working for him.
Yeah, that was she wanted to. She wanted to work for me now.
Okay.
But I wasn't having it. I just told my lawyer, dude, I don't even want her.
She wanted to work for you, as in
A
trying to
private
prove your
investigator.
innocence.
Yeah, want to be like more like the private investigator in my case.
Okay.
But I didn't accept that because I didn't lose trust in a lot of people now. I don't trust no one. You know, so I'm only believing in my truth and the people that was who I was with, and the people that I was around at that particular times when this stuff took place. That's where my trust was at. I couldn't trust the police no more because they use. I wrote my statements and everything, and I trusted the police with it.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's how I was raised, you know, because my dad, like I said, my dad was in the service. I was raised a little different than everybody else was raised.
Okay.
So I was raised on respect, loyalty, and down the line about the truth and believing the people who are in authority. So when it all took place with me, I only was about the truth, and it never seemed like it worked or believed in me or the people that I was with at the time. You know, everything was basically just throwing me to the wolves, you know, but, you know, as time goes on, like, I'm still having, you know, trouble, you know, dealing with certain issues in my life behind that.
Yeah.
And
so
I speak about, you know, like Kirby Thickpen and Renell, aka Rico, that we call him, and that we are still here, that we can still talk about it, because a lot of these people, you know, some of the people that was around at that time, they done passed away and stuff like that. So this here is something that is still out there because we got our breath in our body that we can still speak about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's what drives me now, you know, about, you know, letting people know that this is what happened. This is the truth. And, you know, we breathe this because we still talk about it daily. You know, it's an issue that we deal with, you know, among ourselves. You know, this story is a story to be told. And, you know, we're here to make sure that certain things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with some positive people.
Okay.
You know.
And before we got on the air, y'all was talking about, you know, a lot of other people who experienced this same thing in Greenville.
Yeah.
We know a lot of them.
Like Slim Goody. I think Detective Path was on his case. Not Detective Path, but Ricky Best was on his case.
Okay.
But what's his name?
What
was his name?
I just know Slim. Bruce Daniels.
Bruce Williams.
I think it's Bruce Daniels. I think
was that was the lawyer's name?
No, that was Slim Goody.
That was name was some individual that was wrongfully convicted of robbing someone, and it was somebody else.
And
did they ever let him out?
Or? He died in prison.
He died in prison. They gave him like 30 years.
He died in prison.
He wound up passing.
It what made us start driving all of this. Him and at that area, it was in our area too, because like it was a lot of like when he went and did that time in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I was with him for 3 years
in prison.
Yeah, because the feds had me.
Okay.
So and
yeah, because they gave Bruce 40 to life. That's what they gave him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we know he was innocent. You know, and we knew that Pitt County, they didn't care. As long as they stuck somebody with the case, that's all that matters. As long as they got somebody for the case, that's all that mattered. But it was getting a lot of wrong people. And it was hurting to our community because a lot of us come up for this community and we know what goes on here.
Yeah, and who does what, and because we.
But for you to just pick somebody up randomly and just give them a lot of time and for us to shut up about it.
Mm-hmm.
This man done did the time. We done did our time. We older now. We going on 60 years old now. This stuff happened to us in our 20s.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But we don't want nothing from the situation but the truth.
But yeah, some exposure about it. And then you talk about what's my guy named Dante Sharp.
Sharp. He was with us.
He did 24 years.
He was with us
and
down in the county jail. All three of us, me, Sharp, all them brothers down there was wrongly accused, man. A lot of brothers down there. And him,
me and Dante we were sellers for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Dante was sellers for a while. I heard his story, and we all knew that Dante ain't do that. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody in the street knew Dante ain't do it. Just like everybody know I ain't do it. Everybody know that I don't have anything to do with neither one of these here. But it's like you just caught in this web with these people, and whatever I don't care how many witnesses you got at that. Back in '94, it was so crooked that your word didn't mean nothing. Your word was nothing, especially if you was black. Especially if you was black. They was turning our people against our people. They were paying people, literally paying them
to lie.
Paying them
to lie. And the girl came back, even with Short Case, she came back and recanted and told them what they did.
Yeah, it was a little 15-year-old girl, right?
We know her.
Yeah,
we know her personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it ain't, this stuff ain't weird. Because it's not weird to me because it happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
It goes to show you that whoever was in charge of Greenville back in the day, they were to clean streets up and get everybody out of the way. Because if you notice now they started building down Fifth Street. That's the area that we was at. That all the stuff.
Okay.
Now they're putting new homes and they're doing everything for the school. It's whoever behind is trying to get all the refresh, and they don't care how they got out.
Okay. That's what they call gentrification.
Yeah, picking up the size, you know.
And we're born and raised right here. I'm from Morwood.
I do have something to say though.
Okay.
I have something to say about both cases. Right? I was charged with Kirby Thick Pen. They said me and Kirby killed Lucas Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. But you got both of us charged with it. Now, a month later, because now y'all done did y'all homework, y'all heard everything Curb told y'all. Now, Curb got an alibi. His alibi is the cameras in the hospital. He's signing the book. Nurses saying he was here. Blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Okay, me, I have my girlfriend at the time, Sonia Tia, and my phone records when I was talking to her on the phone. But they still didn't take none of that.
They didn't take none of that in evidence?
None of it. I had to present, my lawyers had to present this stuff. They kept me so far in the dark and kept pushing me forward. And I'm saying, how is my cases going forward when I don't know anything?
All right, now this is what I need to say.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's saying this because he didn't know. He was on the inside. He was on the inside. Now, when they fired Carolyn Maryland, which was the lead investigator of the case, she was the lead detective of this case. When they fired her, she teamed up with me. So I asked her, why did they arrest Tyrone and Kirby Thickpen for this murder charge? She said the reason why they did it is because they believe that Kirby was the shooter and Tyrone was the enforcer. Now I'm like, they went off speculation and not no proof or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What they thought, and she told me why they came up with this idea. And this same lady can help this case. This same lady can fix everything that's wrong because they got rid of her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't bow down to somebody in the upper class up down in the court system or whatever.
How long ago did they get rid of her? Was that shortly after this case?
No, it was years.
Recently.
It was years. He was gone. He was gone. I'm on the streets now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she teamed up with me and telling me why they I want to know why y'all pursue my brothers, you know, because we had nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to do with that. And she told me why they came up with a scenario. They came up with a scenario off the fact of his brother, you know, even with the Lucas case, your brother Will was out there and Tyrone Smith was out there, and they put the two names together and came up with Tyrone Barrett because his brother was out there that night.
See, that night, that same night when Luke got killed, and we talking about the
But
first
she told me why.
Yeah.
Now, that same night, I'm gonna rebound off of what he just said.
Okay.
What he's talking about now, I some of the stuff I don't know about what other people went through.
Yeah.
But I can tell you about this here, and I can rebound a little something about you mentioning about my brother being there. See, my brother was there on the crime scene when Lucas Pitt got killed.
Okay.
My brother Will. Okay. Also, I think it was Officer Reed. When they came to interview me, Officer Reed said, "You was there, Ty. I know you was there because I pushed you in your chest.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed you back."
He pushed Will.
I said, "Yo, you ain't
his brother.
How you pushed me? I was never there." Yeah, you came back to the crime scene. This is what he's telling me. I have no idea what this man is talking. This detective is talking about. So after I do my little interview and all that, I go straight to the phone. I call home and I find, I'm telling my mom what's happening, what's going on. Then my brother Will happened to be at the house. Then I'm telling Will what was going on. Will said, "Oh no,
that was him.
That was me that pushed. I didn't know nothing about that." But they said,
and it looked alike.
Yeah. I think I seen your brother out there. Y'all do look alike.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm still lost. So
he was just being nosy.
I'm like, yeah, my brother's out there being nosy because they was around him and I think Peggy Sue they was on another street and they heard the gunshots go off. Mm-hmm. So they run to where they thought to the crime scene, and they was there.
Okay.
So
the cops came up, pushed Will back, saying they pushed Ty back.
Yeah. So I'm
lie all on the stand.
I'm like really confused because these people tell me, like you sitting across from me right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is how the conversation was, and I have no.
And you was in custody then when they telling you that.
No,
he was in custody when they were telling me this. You were telling me.
I'm in custody.
When they telling you that.
When they talking to me, I'm in the I'm in the detention center.
Okay.
I'm in the detention center, and
you don't know what's going on.
I'm locked up. I don't know what's going on in the streets.
Okay.
So I'm hearing the detectives say all this stuff, but I can't relate to it because I don't know. None of this was going on. Mm-hmm. So like I said,
hold on. We got 10 seconds left on the radio. We want to thank y'all for listening to Awesome Radio. Check us out next week. We're going to keep this video. But you've been listening to 106.9 Awesome Radio.
Lord, I need you to smile on me. Lord, I'm pleading. Tell me where you want me to go.
Get the story out, man. He's the truth out, man.
Yeah, it's a lot, though. See, it's a lot hasn't been told.
All right, so yeah, you can go ahead. No, you don't need the headphones. So what you were saying?
Still
the echo right there.
So we can see. I like to when I speak about it. I like to speak from the first to the second one.
Okay.
Because it was happening in my lifetime that it seems like it, like
they arrest you for the first one, right?
Yeah, there was.
You did not get convicted of it, but they're gonna roll you. They know they fucked up, so they're gonna put you on.
No, you good. Yeah. We still ain't on radio, but still.
But they know they messed up. They know they messed up. So what they did, they tried to throw that other one on them.
Yeah.
And that one right. Cause I with you that night, man. Come on now.
That we all hung out together. They said at first, they said on the second one, I'm on the second one. They said on the second one, I used my car. I had a blue BMW back then. Okay. They said I used my car. Then I tell them in my statement that my car was in the shop. So I can't, you can't say I used my car. But my car was in the shop. So man, they do their back trying to say, oh no, the car was in the shop. Mm-hmm. Now how we gonna do this here?
And they play with if we go to roll on them, then we got them.
Yeah, and that's when they came to you.
They messed it up.
Just for the witness.
No.
Yes. There was a lot of things going on that, like I said, I hear things from the street.
They had to get some concrete evidence when they came in. They didn't have no concrete evidence. and I want to go with it. So his brother had to pay for me to come back to get on the stand and testify what they did.
Oh, so you did actually come back
Yeah.
and tell.
I was in federal prison. I had 10 years.
So while you were in custody, you came back?
It might hold it over.
Yeah.
We ain't
But yeah, so while you was in custody, I mean, while you was serving your time, you came back, or this was after you got out when you came back to testify about what they did?
No, I was in custody. They came to confront me when I was in custody.
Yeah, but it was my.
So when I turned them down, they went on by the me. I called his family, told me what they did. So he needed me to come back and testify on his behalf. His brother had to stay on there.
Okay. Kirby, you said the reason I keep putting you on mute because when we talking, it's an echo, right? Are you listening to the broadcast on something else?
No, I'm listening on it. Say you're in the show.
Yeah, you're in the show, but I'm talking about, are you listening like through another computer or something like that? Echo.
No, I'm on my phone, but I can see you mute me.
Yeah, because do you hear the echo every time I talk?
Yeah, I hear it now.
Yeah, but you don't hear it when you on mute, right? That's why you like, even when you talk, it's the echo. So normally when that happens, like the person is trying to, like say if I have my phone right beside me listening to the show, it'll be doing an echo. So that's why I'm trying to figure out where the echo coming from on your end.
Okay, so that means the whole time it was your phone, not mine.
Nah, I don't have a phone. I said if I had a phone. It's not our end because when you're muted, we don't hear the echo.
I don't mute it, you mute me.
Yeah, that's right. I mute you so we won't hear the echo.
I thought maybe you don't want to hear me.
So you just on your phone. You got your phone.
Nah, but I'm saying you can hear y'all can now, right?
We can hear you now, but it's the echo.
Okay.
But this is what I'm asking you. You got your phone, right? You looking at us on your phone.
Yes.
Now, are you listening to the show on another device other than your phone?
No, I got one phone in my hand.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, go ahead and interject. We had you on mute to kind of get rid of the echo. Go ahead and
I just want to sum it up because we ain't live no more, right?
Yeah, we live on we live on social media, YouTube. So yeah, the whole world can hear what you're saying.
Okay, so we live again.
Yeah, we always been live. We ain't never stopped going live.
Wait, let me change my clothes. I'll be back. No, I'm just playing. Nah, but anyway, I want to really I really want to just sum it up. So I want to be cutting up, my brothers off because I know how they feel. You know what I'm saying? I love them guys. They know that. But the main thing.
No, we can't hear you.
Those people, did what they did, but it's still not right. So my thing is when you asked the question to me, but after a while I couldn't get everything that you were asking me, but you were asking me and Tyrone at the same time, what did we do about it when we got out, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And which Ty said, nothing, not much of nothing, right? Now also me. When I got out, I could have had did something about it. Because all I had to do, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, you fading like crazy. Okay. Because I could have had did something about it because all I had to get in contact with my same two lawyers that represented me, really they represent me. They was just just give me a bond and find out my whereabouts and my alibi, right? Mm-hmm. But I could have had continued to, hide them because I could have sued, Pitt County for falsely arresting me and all that. So then I wasn't worried about me, but when Ty got out I enforced this in Ty. I said, Ty, you got to do something about this, yo. You really have to do something about this. When he was in New Orleans, I told him this over and over again. He got a case. You know, putting it on the air and all that kind of stuff like that, it's not going, you know, it's not really going to do much. It's going to make them aware when you start coming at them. You know, that's what's going to happen.
Is there a statute of limitations that?
No, it's never a statute of limitation for murder. I told Tyrone
that you can sue the state.
It's never a statute of limitation for murder. They could charge you for murder 50 years later.
Yeah, we ain't saying that. I'm talking about is
So,
it a limitation?
so what's the difference in suing them?
And sue the state.
What's the difference in suing them though?
Huh?
What's the difference in suing them?
I mean,
a man did 50.
You said what? I mean, to get some form of just like I said, because like even now, right now, like I, even talking about the first time I heard him talk about it was at the rally for James Richardson, about last year. And that was actually, he said it was his first time really talking about it. But even then, I can kind of see it was hard for him to talk about it because, that took some years off his life. His mother passed during that time. So that's the experience that, he can't get back. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if he could go back and sue him or whatever, get some compensation from him, it's only right because they took part of his freedom. They took part of your life. They took part of your soul, and
I'm just not looking for that. I really want my name clear.
Okay.
That's a big part of me.
Because you actually got a plea license. So when you plead, it's on your record.
It stays in the record. I had a job. I was working in the hospital. I did good job. But as of right now, I have had been interviewed for some good jobs. But once they check my record, they go all the way back.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I have a problem with jobs. Especially around Carolina, I have probably good jobs. But it's I'm still making.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's hard, to cope with what I have been through. Now, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people haven't been through what I've been through, and I'm still here to talk about it. And I enjoy living and loving people. And it's a blessing that all of the three of us are still here living to talk about it. Because we experienced this, at different times in our lives. Because they experienced a little something more. I experienced a little something more because we have totally kind of different stories about. Because I never knew about that him and Carol never met, and they had a conversation. And she said that they did me wrong and all of that. I never knew that part, but I know what I told my lawyers not to do. I didn't want her nowhere near my team.
Okay.
No, I don't. Because I know how snake she was.
Okay.
I know how Clark Everett was. I know how Detective Path was. I know how Ricky Best was. I know how, what's the other detective name? I'm trying to think of her name. Janice Harris was. Janice Harris was the first officer on my case. For some reason, she came off of it. I don't know the reason why or anything like that. But I'm thinking that she went and, I'm thinking like, he didn't, how they say, I don't think it had anything to do. So they took off. This is my theory, what I think, and put Carol Miller on that case with Detective Path. And that's what I think will happen. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I'm thinking will happen.
Okay.
She did her little investigative and stuff like that. She knew that ain't have anything to do with it. So she went there with them and they took her off the case. That's what I think. That's when they put Carol Miller on top of the case. So
I really don't know, but that's just my theory of what happened. You know?
Have you ever tried to think about getting that expunged off your record?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
But it still takes money and still strong people in your corner.
Definitely.
To make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I really know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I said, it took a long time for me to have this conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
I don't think a theory is supposed to last 28 years. What I'm saying. 28 years of theory? Nah. It's just that, like I'm saying, I'm gonna say it again, right?
Okay.
If you don't, take time out to really like push the issue, it's never gonna be resolved. Because all three of us gonna go through this, Todd, all the time. Me, you, and Reek. We're gonna go through this. Because we always know it was wrong. And we're gonna go through this. So that means we're gonna die with it or whatever. Because we know it's not right, but explaining it on the air and stuff like that is nothing being, done about it. It's a waste of time, man. I'm telling you, it's a waste. It's a waste. Because you got to think about the situation. You could have really did 40 years or 50 years. I mean, why would they care?
Or don't forget.
Why would those involved in it getting the, being targeted us like that care? Why would they care? Some of them home sleep.
A lot of
what I'm saying? They going by their day-to-day stuff. Why would they care?
We also talk about the second case also, because I was charged with Kenneth Lane, DeMarcus Maryland, Abdul Rouse, and me. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So let's talk about those other three people. Whatever happened to those other three people that they and you didn't know those other people three. And that's the second one, right? That's the second one.
Yeah.
So how did they get around prosecuting the other people?
I go to court. I get natural life plus 30.
Okay.
Kenneth Lane go to court. He get found not guilty. And me and him, they saying he paid me to do this murder.
Okay.
Okay. That's what they say.
That's their scenario.
Okay.
That's their scenario.
They let him go. They let him go.
So he go to court. He was not guilty. So I'm still in prison. They don't say me and him did this together.
Okay.
They don't still in prison with natural life plus 30 on conspiracy to commit murder. So if we was together, now this is how conspiracy works. If we together, we charge together.
Yeah.
We got to go down together.
Mm-hmm.
But like I told you, I don't know nothing about what he did or if he did it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know nothing about that. I can't say nothing about these boys here. Now, two of them I still haven't seen in my lifetime.
So you didn't know the other two people?
Yeah, DeMarcus and Abdul Rouse. I've never seen them.
Abdul Rouse. Now was he black?
Yeah, he's black.
Okay.
Yeah, his father was radio. He owned it WOOW. That was his father. And all the boys that I'm talking about, they 13 and 14 years old.
Oh, so they were little kids.
Yeah.
And then the other, even the one that said paid you was a little kid.
He's younger. He like 20.
Okay.
He's young though.
Okay.
But they up in his wing.
Okay.
That's his little group.
Okay.
All of them know each other.
So none of those other people got tried. Like, what about the other two?
No.
Did the other two get tried?
No. Only one got tried. Kenny got tried because y'all said, man, him was guilty. He got tried
and found not guilty.
So what happens to me now? I'm still locked up. Natural life plus 30.
Yeah, that caused time because they didn't need them. They had enough. They figured they had enough. They need them. That's it. They didn't need them. That 12-year-old girl that talking about she looked through a peek hole and see you, how could she identify you through a peek hole?
And I won't never do.
How could she do that?
It's a whole conspiracy
that part
around him. And how I get into it, I have no idea. I'm still puzzled. I'm a stay puzzled.
You was a scapegoat because they like I said, they had it out for you, right? You was kind of known in the town, though.
Yeah.
Right. So that's probably and that happens a lot of times too. You know, a lot of people don't have the courage to say something about it, but also, you know, don't get guilty to not be spending 40, 50 years, you know, in the prison. But you also talked about something earlier, like even like the history of the Greenville, and you said something about the riot of 1970.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was young. Man.
So what did you hear about that? Because I've never heard about it. You know, I hear about the Tulsa riots, the Wilmington riots. So what did you hear, and how did that start?
I think it was something happened downtown. I think white and black, and I was young. I was like about 7, 8 years old when I'm witnessing it because I'm down with my dad. We on Fifth and I'm in the car on Fifth Street. On Fifth Street, and I'm in the car. So I'm young and I'm experiencing that. So it ain't too much I can go on that. And I know that my uncle, my dad's nephew came to the car, and his name was Buggy. He came to the car, so I talked to my dad about what was going on and all that. But like I said, I was young back then, so I really don't know.
So yeah, 6. Okay, Greenville's. Yep. Okay, so students recall Greenville's pivotal moment, and that's 1970.
Yeah.
Greenville County School. So I think that was okay. I think that they were protesting the schools, like the integration or whatever. I think that was going on. But you know, see, like Greenville has a history of just, you know, police corruption. Like not only y'all's case, Montoya's case, James Richardson case, and what you said, somebody in London. What was the guy name?
Bruce. He died in prison.
Yeah, him. Before we got on air, you mentioned somebody else. Another case.
Lamont.
I think, okay. Lamont State. What happened with Lamont State?
Wrongfully accused.
And did he ever get out?
Yeah, I never had no money for a lawyer. He didn't go with the time.
Did he do his time to get out?
Yeah.
And they found out with somebody after he got out.
Yeah, so here we got Greenville, North Carolina, and you know we got 3 men on the call who has witnessed, you know, the corruption and also, you know, the miscarriage of justice. So where do we go from here? You know, where do we go from this point on?
What I think
it started when I got out.
You know, what I think is that, you know, it's always a beginning stage, you know, and you always gotta have faith in what you're doing and how you go by it, you know. So I try to stay positive as I can be about this situation right here. You know, I can talk about that and that and that, but I can pinpoint and stay right where I'm at about what happened to me. You know, you can back check it. You know, that's the thing about me and my case. You can back check it. You can Google it. You can see certain things online. How the police did this, how the police did that. You can see all of that. You know, and you can judge for yourself. But for me to go in front of my peers of 12 that tried me and found me guilty, that was hard.
I bet.
That was hard. You know, when you take the stand and you take the polygraph test and you do everything in your power to prove you're innocent and nothing work. You know, that's hard for somebody to just bear. You know, that's why I say I wouldn't want nobody to walk in my shoes and go what I went through. You know, because a lot of people that's locked up right now don't get the opportunity to do what I'm doing right now. To speak it outside of the walls. I had a lawyer tell me one time before that, say they would take my case if I was still locked up, but you're free now, but you're out. So what would we be fighting for? You know what I'm saying? But
justice. That's what
I'm fighting for.
Yeah, justice.
Yes, they don't have that. What I went through don't have a cap on.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody should have to pay.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I will go to my grave with this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I went through it, and it's an experience I wouldn't want no one to go through, especially the youth that's out there right now. They don't understand what they're doing, especially the black youth right now, and caught up in the gang affiliation and a lot of stuff that's going on in Greenville. They have no clue, you know, because the system always it's against you anyway, especially if you're guilty. You have a serious problem. So I would say to the youth is now stay in school, stay positive, and do what your parents tell you to do, because that's the only way you're gonna make it, you know, in this day and time. You know, we got, you know, like we grew up in the rec center. That's what we stayed at in the rec center.
They don't even got no rec centers no more, do they?
They don't even go to the rec center.
Okay.
That's the thing.
They got them, they just don't even go to them.
They don't even go to them. They don't even go to them. They got so many programs out there for the kids right now, but it's just they're not guided in the right way of doing certain things, you know. So it's some work to be done out in the community. It really is some work to be done.
Yeah,
you know,
you definitely got a story that can inspire them. You know, if they just listen. You know, you've been some places that a lot of people haven't been, but also don't want to go. Same with you as well, Renee. Like you said, you did your time with in the past. Now, you know, you're a successful businessman. You know, wife, family, and everything. So, what would you tell the youngins that's, you know, kind of going the wrong way from your experience?
From my experience, tell them, you know,
get a job.
Say get a job. Well, you know, a job ain't nothing but work. That was I forgot somebody said that. A job ain't nothing but work. I think the young people of these days, they're a little too entitled, man. They didn't come up, like I said, like we did, having to go outside and play and rake the yard for $5 and, you know, get little thing like now the kids just, you know, parents just get their kids stuff just because. And let them go. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to work hard to get a, you know, get a toy or, you know, get a prize. You know what I'm saying? I had to do something to get something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's hustle. That's hustling your parents. You know, that's like hustling your parents. So, like I said, like, you know, get a job. You know, get saved. No, first of all, get saved. Forgive me, God. Get saved. Get a job. When you get a job, the first thing that when a supervisor asks you, "What are you here for?" you say money.
Okay. And
then you explain to them after that why you're here for the money.
And what would you say? What would you say why you're here for the money?
Right. For the job.
Okay.
And then you explain to them why you're there.
Okay.
But if anybody asks you something like that, you here for the money. That's being truthful.
Yeah, cause they always ask you, well, why do you want to work here?
Yeah.
And then you got to think of some answer that make you sound good.
Yeah, something different.
Right.
Something different.
Well,
you there for the money.
I feel like I could be good for the company. No, I'm here for the money. I like that.
That's it.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's what's
there for the money. That's it.
You know?
For you to gain the money, you're there for the job. Now you tell them why you're there for that job, why you there, you know what I'm saying, for that job. I'm here to make sure that, you know, the operation goes on and on, such, whatever, this, that, and the third. But, you know, but that's how it goes, though. You know, it's life system. That's what it's called. Now, I know, you know, we went through some things and stuff like that. You know, I'm talking to all four of us. You know, we went through things, stuff like that. It's called a life system. It happens. But when you suffer through it, remember, if somebody else can put you through that and get you through it, right? We're gonna always suffer long we continue to think about it. Whatever's sitting in your mind and getting your soul, you're gonna act on it. That's why me, Tydell, always have this problem about what happened. We have to enforce it. It ain't no, tick for tat, but but we have to show these people.
Yeah, so y'all sometimes disagree on some things.
Yes,
yes.
But we always
yes.
need to
but we agree at the end.
We don't about this case, about these two cases. We can't figure it out.
Okay.
This is what we've been trying to figure out for years. How can me and Curry get charged with this? How can I get charged with people I don't even know?
And why? And why?
How, why, and what for?
See, that's something we'll never know until, something extra come into this circle and say and give us.
But they allow people that's responsible for this though ain't there no more. Like the DAs. Like you remember who the DAs was then? Because then we got what it was his name, Ferris Dixon, which a lot of people ain't too satisfied with.
Right, he just
dealing with the community, with the criminal justice system.
Right, but he just got to do better.
Okay.
See, that's the thing about him. He got to do better.
Okay.
But us as blacks, us as just being people, and who's about right. These are people we need to pull him up and give him some education about.
The way he can do better. For cases like these.
Okay. Yeah. He
can do better. They just check out cases that he hear from the past.
If he sit right there, where he's at right now, you know what I'm saying? Right there where he at right now, he's not gonna get the outside of what really happened. He's just gonna see one side of a situation, the side that they want him to see. But him as a person should be able to look on the outside and get the real understanding about it. Don't go in one place and say, okay, this is how we're going to get this done. This is what we're going to do. But it's about making it right. Not for just us, but everybody.
But you make it right when people start speaking up like we're doing right
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, we're at the beginning stage right now.
Yeah.
We all are teachers now. Because we done been through something. So we're teachers now. So we got to teach our youth. That's what we have to do.
Just stay out of the system.
Yeah, we got to teach our youth.
Stay out of the system.
And we got to guide him too.
Who that Ferris?
We got to guide him too. Because he don't know everything. We voted. We voted on him. And we all are taxpayers. But we also want right done. If the situation is wrong, and if it's right in it, make it right. I don't care if it's 20 years ago. And if you pull it up and you see that some wrong was done, make it right.
Yeah, but so he won't even pull up, cases from 5-6 years ago that ain't right. From what I hear, I don't know. So I'm looking from the outside in.
Right.
So I just hear, that they said he was going to establish a wrongful conviction unit or conviction integrity unit to go back and look at cases that might be messed up. But from what I understand, he ain't holding to his word. But of course, in a political realm, a lot of people will say anything to get elected, just to get in that position.
I don't say he didn't just hold to his word. It's the fact that he can't go pull up every case, but he got to deal with all the cases on hand. He got cases every day.
Yeah,
every day. And he got to deal with it. That's on his plate. The thing is, the only way you make a change is people start speaking up like we're doing now. You know what I'm saying? And embracing our community and coming back to it, with a positive attitude and trying to rectify the loss that took place. And the only way you're gonna do that is through love. It ain't gonna be through, just talking. You know what I'm saying? Or him trying to get him to see what you get your point across. It's about getting your point across. It's about speaking the truth and operating in love and where we trying to go at with this. Where we trying to go at, we trying to bring the truth out. Because that thing bothered me for years, man.
Yeah, still bothering y'all.
But and talk
we know that ain't true.
And to talk about it and to know, because I don't know if a lot of young cats right now don't know about the Freak League. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, back in the days. Yeah.
We just got back from Atlanta. We have just got back from Atlanta, like the first or the second or something like that. We've been down there for like a week. We have just got back.
The ball.
Yeah, you know we down there.
When we get back, all you charges.
Yeah, when we get back, Luke got killed. Now we go to Luke's. We go to Luke's. Wait.
So y'all actually knew him.
Yeah, he grew with us.
Yeah,
okay.
We pay respect. We going to get weight. What person kills him and go to the weight?
Yeah.
You know,
you got idiots that like weight, but still like.
We know his family.
But what person killed 2 people in 24 hours?
You know. See, this is some things that we.
Yeah, but you brought me on the first murder, but you didn't convict me on the first murder, but you kept me in for the second, and you had more clues on the first murder than you did the second murder. Even you had no clues at all. But everything that you had, all the evidence you had to bring this man to custody was off the first murder.
Mm-hmm.
And you went off the second murder about what somebody's saying when they seen on TV. What kind of food is that?
This is what we can't. We can't. I can't.
We'll let them
I can't get my head around. I can't get my head around because I do a lot of reading.
Okay.
So that's how I know a lot of things that went on in my case, my emotional discovery and all of that. Because I'm getting.
Do you still have all the information?
That's the only way you were able to get it.
Hey, when I gotta tell you, when I got out, when I got
all the way,
I called Rick to pick me up. Yeah, I said, hey, I'm wild outside. Okay, we'll get ready to get out. You know, you'll come home. I'll be right there.
Damn, my Jeep jack up in there, change on, don't put it down. Don't even worry about that. Don't worry about that. I still pay for it, put it down right.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my man. He didn't release it right now. I'm going to get him.
Yeah. Hey, like an hour later, he was there.
Happy, man. We leave it up.
He was there.
I'm flying. I ain't got a ticket. Leave it up.
We go to the leave.
Ready to go though.
Ready
to go.
Yeah, we were ready to go.
I just happy to see him.
I just got out.
Man. Happy to see him out. You know, something he didn't do. You know,
and all my paperwork, right? All my paperwork was left in his truck.
Okay.
All of it. I put it in his truck and never thought about it again.
And what you do with it? Do it away.
No, we still got him. So he was happy to be home.
Oh,
I don't know where the paper. I don't know where the paper.
He was happy to be home.
Yeah, never. Yeah.
We weren't thinking about fact like attacking this right there. You know.
Yeah. I feel you though, because I've been in the same situation. So when I got out, like you know what I'm saying, I went through a week-long trial, got now convicted.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I ain't even thinking about it. Like, to people was asking, you ain't gonna sue. And then it's you know what I'm saying, it's years later. I'm like, man, you right, I could have, but you ain't thinking about that though, right? You ain't thinking about that.
The only thing that I was thinking about is my flight out of the city.
You ready to go on vacation?
A couple days later, I hopped on the next plane out.
So you moved.
I was in New Orleans. Yeah, but I won't get caught up. No people won't do me like that again. No way.
Okay.
Why you going? What's still doing this case?
Yeah. Still things are coming up. Still things are coming up.
It ain't dying out yet.
Yeah, they ain't
Dudes coming forward, tell them they get it.
Yeah.
Tell them that.
Gave me a hug.
And we want to bring that up. You know,
Yeah. I think you
all right. Any more questions?
When you ready to go, Kirby?
Any more questions?
It's been a pleasure having y'all. Just gracing us with y'all present, a little bit more detail and the outward experience, man. So we're going, you know, we gonna I'm gonna figure out a way to kind of get some. You know, I want to. It's just like I said, it's so much. Yeah, like so much. Hopefully, you know, we'll share this video. I'm gonna send it to y'all. Y'all can send it, you know, to whoever.
Right.
And hopefully get in the right hands and some people, you know, shine a light on it.
Yeah.
And you know, some groups. But any last words you want to say, Mr. Dick Penn, since you
yes, I do. Yeah, don't send the video out to nobody. Till you fix it. Till you fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Till you fix it.
I fix it. Okay. Yeah.
There you go. Till you fix it.
I might have to get somebody to get the echo out. But yeah, see the echo fine. Yeah, I think you had to turn the volume on your phone down or something, man. It was because they ain't here no more.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And in the last words, it's too bad.
Now it seems like you got in control on the other side. That ain't me.
No, I love life and I love people. And I always go to God first. So I'm a heavy believer in my Heavenly Father. So I'm gonna keep pushing forward, man, and believing in my truth. So I appreciate everything you're doing, bro.
Definitely.
And I'll continue doing on your path, doing what you do. Because what you do, you helping people. So keep doing what you do, man, and keep enjoying it.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Definitely. That's what I have to say.
All right, and I thank everybody for joining. I thank you, Mr. Tig Penway from Brooklyn, New York. Ty, keep speaking your truth. Mr. Gilbert, keep doing what you're doing, man. I just thank y'all for tuning in. Thank everybody who watched and listened. Y'all make sure y'all tune in the same time. Wednesdays now, not Tuesdays. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Y'all check us out. You've been listening to the U-Turn Show. Y'all have a great night. God bless.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. God bless y'all.